Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. This is being filmed on Monday at 4:39 p.m. So 162 hasn't been released yet because we haven't filmed, the second portion of it because I've been too busy and stuff like that. Yeah, this is being filmed like before Monday Night Raw tonight, because it's July 29th, 2019. So it's a little bit of a disclaimer. So tonight's Raw hasn't happened. If you're seeing this Wednesday, SmackDown hasn't happened yet. All kinds of stuff. This was very last minute. Chris Dodd wasn't expecting this at all. I kind of hit him out of nowhere, and he's all upset now. So yeah. Now I introduced him too. So I took the way of satisfaction of introducing him.
Wrestling Rundown champion Chris.
Yep. And I'm the Four Horsemen predictions heavyweight champion Owen Finch. I just wanted to do this because I just felt like it. Which I just worked all day, so I'm probably gonna end up regretting doing this when it hits like 10 minutes, but nothing I can do about it. So. Yeah, and this is also video 1997. Video 2000 is coming up very soon. I don't know when it is because it all depends on when I can get the next 2 videos out after this. So there you go. All right. So yeah, we're here to talk about basically everything main roster related, WWE from the past couple of weeks. We're not going to go through like every show and review it because we'll be here for like, hours and hours. And, unless Chris wants to be here for hours and hours, we'll do that. But, we're going to go over like, all the big news stories. And, we're going to go over everything that's happened on like Raw and SmackDown and stuff. Raw Reunion will be like a full review because it was an important show. We're going to talk about it like fully. But, we're going to start off with the highlights first. Starting from Raw last week, which was not last week, 2 weeks ago. I just have to look at the date, which was July 15th, 2019. So here's the big stuff that happened on Raw last week. I'll just say it real quick, and then you can just give your opinion on it.
Okay.
So, Brock Lesnar. It was the first Raw after Extreme Rules, and they had announced that they were going to do, an all-star. Double branded battle royal, I forget what they called it, which it really wasn't as like big as they really made it seem to be because they kind of killed the brand split like before that, so it didn't really make any sense. Whatever. And like Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar came out in the beginning of the show, and they hyped it up. Paul Heyman basically kind of finally said on camera that he is basically the head writer of Raw now, because that technically was his first Raw as the head writer. So he basically said, I made this match. And he, went through each competitor. I believe the competitors, I'm just going to see if I can name them all off my head. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, Cesaro. I missed a couple people.
I
think
forget who.
Huh?
I forget who was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say I said moment. Did I say Randy Orton?
No.
Okay, so Randy Orton. Baron Corbin. I forgot about.
I
forgot about was Baron Corbin.
Pretty easy to forget about him.
Huh?
Pretty easy to forget about him.
Yeah. And I like how Paul Heyman put over each one. Like he had the graphic come up on the screen. And, he really put over each one, even, the ones we didn't like. He even, really put over Cesaro by saying, he was, the wild card pick, which sucked that he got out first in the Battle Royal, but whatever. And I liked, how the whole show was, built around the Battle Royal. They had, Seth Rollins do, several promos throughout the show. Roman Reigns did one. Randy Orton did one. And the Battle Royal itself was fun. I think it was kind of cool to have as the main event because it was something different. We hadn't seen a Battle Royal in a while. And it was something different. I know, and it was just cool, and it was nice and quick, simple. Really kind of that award was kind of pointless because they're trying to, get around the fact that no one really gets a rematch clause anymore unless they forget about it. So it's like, everyone I think knew that like Seth Rollins was winning, so it was just kind of like, and then Seth Rollins said he's gonna take down Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and it's kind of like, we have a main event I'm not interested in at all. I know like Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar are gonna produce a good match, but after everything I'm just not interested in that match at all. We've seen it done to death, and it's basically like the same thing all over again from WrestleMania, where Brock Lesnar's the champion that doesn't show up, and Seth Rollins is a hard worker.
Yeah.
So it's just not, and especially too with what happened on Raw Reunion, where Seth Rollins kind of like had a crappy promo, which we'll talk about. But yeah, what about you? Like, what were your thoughts of the way they set up Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar and everything?
It was very predictable.
Yeah, very.
No one else is going to win that battle royal but Seth. So, I mean, they're doing an okay job right now. It's just that no one. It's bad.
Yeah.
No one wants to see.
And as we hear on the news sites, like Seth Rollins isn't really winning anyone over really either with all the kind of shit he's talking to. So it's like, they kind of have like the Ron baby face now in a way. Like, then we have another big thing was they continued the Ricochet AJ Styles feud, where they had a 6-man match where it was like Ricochet and the Usos versus Robert Roode and the Revival, which was random that Robert Roode was there, but he was there.
Yeah, extreme.
And Ricochet won. I think he pinned Robert Roode too, so we knew why Robert Roode was there. So, and then the club laid everybody out, and then later on in the night the club beat the Lucha House Party, and Ricochet came and attacked him doing that. So I like the way they continued that feud.
Yeah.
Who even knows if it's even really going to continue now, because we'll get into Ricochet's future at the moment. And then what else was a big thing that happened on Raw last week, a couple weeks ago? Because I know another big thing. I just want to save it. While I'm looking, do you want to give your thoughts on how they continued the Ricochet AJ Styles feud?
I like it. I like it a lot, but eventually, Ricochet is going to need some partners.
Yeah.
Eventually. I don't know who it would be.
I know, because we thought it was going to be the Usos, but it might not be now. So
maybe not the Usos. Maybe the Street Profits.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love that actually.
But I like the build up. I like where this is going. I like the feud a lot.
Yeah.
It makes the club has a different name now.
Yeah, we're getting.
It makes them look very strong.
Yeah.
And they're building them up different than that they have in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
They said, Ringside News posted an article that said that they're not. This is going to be legitimate. This is not going to be how they were booked in previous incarnations where they were the fucking the doofuses.
Yeah.
They're going to make them look very strong because, as we all know, Anderson and Gallows both just re-signed for 5 years.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do their best now with them to try to. They put them back with AJ, and now they're trying to build them back up again as this dominant tag team and this dominant faction.
And then I think a really bad thing we got to talk about that happened on Raw a couple weeks ago, because I haven't talked about it in public yet, was that shitty Fatal 4-Way match with that woman where it was Natalya, Naomi, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss.
Oh, that was an elimination match too, right?
Huh?
Wasn't that an elimination Fatal 4-Way women's match?
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely got to be you, because when you want to rant about a women's match, you're the perfect person to talk about it, because you had to sit through the match live. I was able to fast forward it after a while, but why don't you talk about it? Because you said
I'll sum it up in two words: fucking boring.
Yeah.
It literally the first elimination happened so quickly, and then from the second to the third elimination, it felt like it took fucking God knows how long. It felt like it took fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, did they forget this is an elimination match? Come on.
Yeah.
It took them way too long.
Especially too, like, because what made it worse was they weren't wrestling during the commercials, and they had like 3 commercial breaks in that match. So it's
Yeah. Like it was
um,
incredibly boring, and the credit. I mean, sometimes the crowds say things and they don't really mean it. Like I can't really blame them for what they said.
yeah,
Like this is awful because it was. It was
yeah.
not good at all. I don't
Well, if I
care
was there,
if
if
any of
I
the
was
4
there,
women in the match defended. I don't give a fuck because
yeah.
it was boring. It was awful. It was not a good match at all. Period. I've seen
And then
a better 2-minute women's match than that fucking 20-minute Fatal 4 match was.
yeah, and then Natalia won, which was cool. I guess cool, but like I didn't really care with that at that point. And then
I
Becky
was
Lynch,
paying attention, and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, Natalia won, cool." Like,
I mean,
okay,
and then Becky Lynch, like got in the ring, and they went back and forth on the mic, and the feud's been fairly fine, but just haven't really cared. They should have done this feud like right after WrestleMania because it would have made more sense, but they decided,
a bit weird.
huh?
Timing's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Consider the fact that both of them are baby phases.
Uh-huh. Then we got to talk about something funny that happened a couple weeks ago where Drake Maverick and Renee Michelle went to consummate their marriage. And Drake Maverick was getting ready. He had that 24/7 title on. And
That's a fucking meme, though. It's so funny.
R-Truth, was disguised one of the referees as, like some type of,
room service, it's like room service, basically.
Yeah. And Drake Maverick lost. He tried to roll him up. He rolled him up, and and then he did like a splash onto the bed, and R-Truth won the 24/7 title back, and like Renee Michelle had to sit there, and Drake Maverick still has to consummate his marriage. It was fucking hilarious.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
And the fact
Drake
that,
Maverick and R-Truth are making this title gold, like.
Oh yeah. Especially was like, oh, he was on the streets I think it was the next day. It was either for SmackDown or it was for Raw. And I think it was SmackDown. And he was like handing out flyers, like the 24/7 championship flyers. And he was in his normal, the top half of him was normal. He had a jacket on and a t-shirt, but he had his tighty whities on. And he was and he was going around handing flyers out. It was fucking hysterical.
Yeah. So it was like, because we know Drake Maverick could do the comedy because we've seen him do it in TNA. So
Oh yeah. And the fact that hotel scene paid homage to the Booker T, Goldust, and Sharmell scene that they had done years and years ago.
Yeah.
That was funny. That's
then and then the other big thing that we can finally talk about is Finn Balor and Samoa Joe had a match, and Samoa Joe won for like 3 minutes, and then Finn Balor just kicked his ass anyways. Like, I don't really know how I feel about that, but
sets up something.
Huh?
It sets up something.
Yeah. And Finn Balor celebrating, and like a power outage occurs, and all the lights go out. We don't really know what's going on, and all of a sudden we see the Fiend Bray Wyatt in the ring laying out Finn Balor with the Sister Abigail, and it finally happened. Bray Wyatt finally returned. I almost keep saying debut because it's like a new character. So
yeah, they keep calling him like the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
just call him the Fiend.
Yeah,
like I think as they go on, I think they'll start calling him more the Fiend, and like the Firefly Funhouse character is going to be like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, but that was awesome. Yeah, that like Bray Wyatt looked fucking scary in that when
Oh my god, that gimmick, it's like so horrifying.
Yeah,
it's like straight out of a legit horror movie.
Yeah,
that mask is so epic. Like it's so fucking sick.
And I really love the way he just comes out and turns all the lights on, and I can't wait till SummerSlam to see him actually come out and make an entrance and stuff like that too.
Yeah, they said that he's definitely gonna have a match at SummerSlam, but he'll be on the show. He want to like that'd be his first official match back, like
Yeah.
as the Fiend.
And we'll get into that because when we talk about like this week's SmackDown, but that like this was no matter who he faces, I would have it like be a destruction, like Bray Wyatt fucking.
I
like,
think it's gonna be.
Huh? Any?
I think it's gonna be like a not like a squash,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna be like a minute, no more than like 2 minutes.
Yeah, because if it's like if he loses he can't lose. If he loses at SummerSlam, the gimmick.
Do you know who he's facing?
Finn Balor.
Yep, he's facing Finn Balor at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And afterwards, Finn Balor's taking time off.
Yeah.
So for 2 months.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be the Demon. So.
Well, he shouldn't be because then Finn would.
It's going to be Demonless Finn Balor.
Yeah.
If it was going away, I'd say there was a 50-50 chance. But since he's taking time off after SummerSlam, there's like a zero. There's no point to even have the Demon character be there.
Yeah, especially too because if Bray Wyatt even if I'm even saying this even if I knew Finn wasn't taking if Bray Wyatt loses at SummerSlam, then this character is gonna take a big step back if he loses
yeah. Even if they did do the Demon character, I'd probably have one of them win by disqualification.
Yeah.
Just to just to make them both equally look strong without hurting either character.
Yeah. But that was the highlight of Raw that week was finally Bray Wyatt returning and
amazing. That was crazy. Just I wasn't even paying attention, and then all of a sudden the music started to go in reverse and be all creepy, and I was like, "It's the Fiend!" And then he jumped up. I was like, "Holy shit!" And
then the lights went out. And he does that evil laugh after he laid him.
That was freaking creepy. It was so cool though.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Raw that week was pretty good too.
I mean, it's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Over the past month or so, but it's been better. It's going in a better direction.
Yeah. And now that Bray Wyatt's there, that was awesome.
Then we had this character up now even more.
And then we had SmackDown that week, and that was not so awesome. So they had a town hall.
Yeah, the town hall episode. Yeah. So basically, Kevin Owens just stunnered Shane at every fucking point he could.
Yeah, but he because he wasn't supposed to be there, and then they had the town hall segment where people could vent their frustrations, but really anyone that did, Shane would cut them off pretty much.
He only was listening to the heels.
Yeah. Yeah, because the New Day tried to say something and he cut their mic off, and Liv Morgan tried to say something and she's like, "Your opinion's invalid." And then when Charlotte Flair said something, she was in favor of Shane McMahon, which kind of doesn't make any sense because she wasn't on television at all.
Which was really weird.
Yeah.
And Buddy Murphy, who Kevin Owens talked about as being underutilized because Shane McMahon's hogging up the TV time, just went heel on him for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And he was and Shane was, Buddy Murphy's I don't need Kevin Owens to talk about me. He used to take his name out of his mouth, and Shane was let's go back out of my office and we'll talk.
Oh, they talked. Where was Buddy Murphy last week?
Well, what was the point of it? KO mentions you on television, saying that you're amazing and that you should be on TV every week, getting in people's minds, hey, Buddy Murphy's actually really good, and then the next week it comes out and just shits all over him.
Yeah.
What? Who the fuck is producing the show? That made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
If anything, you should have went babyface there.
Yeah.
And said, you know what? Yeah, Kevin Owens was right. I am underutilized, and I should be on TV every week.
So that's what Apollo Crews did. He's even said. And then Andrade fucking had to step in there. Why is Andrade defending Shane McMahon? He fucking never he's got nothing.
It was just so confusing.
That town hall segment was fucking trash.
I think Kevin Owens came out and stunned him.
And he botched the stunner too.
Oh my god, he kicked him and then he went down.
Yeah.
And so they had to redo the fucking spot again because Shane fucking went down too early.
And then it kind of gets worse, like, later on in the night, because then, like, Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler have a match. Shane brings out, like, a ton of the superstars, and, like, they fucking just stand around and do nothing, and then Shane still gets stunned, and then Kevin Owens just runs away.
That was hilarious. He rolled out. Shane sold the stunner right this time. He didn't sell too early. And then Kevin just fucking bolted. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was weird, though. And then,
so weird. But again, if they're trying to build him up like Steve Austin, so I mean, like, I get what they're trying to go with there.
Yeah.
And I liked it, so.
Yeah, I just didn't like.
He's eventually gonna get his receipt, like, eventually. I feel
better
like the go-home show, Kevin Owens is gonna get the fucking piss beaten out of him by everyone.
Yeah. Better not be at SummerSlam, to tell you that right now, so.
After they build up, like, this character of Kevin Owens being, like, the modern day, like, Stone Cold, there's no way in hell he's losing at SummerSlam.
We didn't think The Miz was losing at WrestleMania, and he did, so.
Yeah, they fucked that feud up.
Yeah. And then, they set up the Randy Orton Kofi Kingston match, where, they did the 6-man where Randy Orton teamed up with Joe and Elias, and they beat the New Day, so there you go. With Randy getting the pin on Kofi, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah. Was that, when Daniel Bryan teased his announcement, right?
Oh, why don't you talk about that? Yeah.
He said he had, like, a career-altering announcement after Extreme Rules when he went ballistic backstage, saying he needs to get back to, like, the point that he was, what did he say exactly? I forget.
Like,
I forget what he said exactly, but he needs to get back to his original point, the reason why he's doing this. And on SmackDown, the following Tuesday, nothing.
Yeah.
He came out, teased like he was going to say something, the typical heel thing to do, goes to the back, does it again, nothing. Twice. And then eventually the New Day goad them into a 6-man tag match because Randy came out and Kofi was talking about how he wants to beat Randy, how Randy wants to be champion again or whatever. And he goaded him into a 6-man tag match. It was him, Joe, and Randy Orton against the New Day. It was really weird. It was just like a really, like, it kind of didn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then they also set up Ali, the Nakamura feud, when, Ali came up and said, "What's up, champ?" So there you go.
Guess that's a start. After Ali's been a fucking superhero recently, like,
yeah,
like, I don't know what his gimmick is.
Yeah, and then
like a fucking, like, street justice, like what is he?
I don't know.
Is he like a version of Crime Time? Like what the hell is he?
And then Aleister Black beats Cesaro again in a real good match. Cesaro finally, referenced the wild card rule again.
Yeah, I laughed hysterically at that. I'm like, oh, so he's the wild card.
Yeah. And that was SmackDown.
There's like 10 people from each. There's 10 people like on fucking SmackDown every week from Raw, and 10 people from SmackDown that go to Raw.
Yeah. So that was like SmackDown a couple weeks ago. That was like a very like average show, really nothing memorable, nothing worth seeing. So there you go.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, besides Kevin Owens and maybe like the New Day match, and Aleister Black, Cesaro, everything else you could like skip.
Yeah.
So
Black Cesaro is actually really good.
Yeah.
I like when he went for the Black Mass and he knocked Cesaro's mouth guard out for added effect. Like, that was really fucking cool.
And then we're gonna talk about the live show I went to because my channel, I can do it. Oh no, 205 Live. Got 205 Live. 205 Live
I can't
was
talk
awesome.
about it 'cause I didn't watch it.
Huh?
Can't talk about it. Didn't watch it.
Yeah, 205 Live was awesome last week. Well, this would have been a couple weeks ago by now. Akira Tozawa beat one of the Sin Brothers. I don't remember which one it was because, I just don't. And it looks like they're setting up like a Sin Brothers, Kendrick and Tozawa match, which I'm fine with. They really need to bring in, like I said, Cruiserweight tag titles because the Sin Brothers have no reason to be in 205 Live. They don't have them, so. And then Mike Kanellis won like an enhancement match. And they finally ramped up the Mike Kanellis Drake Maverick feud, which I kind of like because they're both being like, active, like being booked like goofs on Raw, and they're kind of using it in the 205 Live feud by saying, Mike Kanellis is blaming Drake Maverick for like the reason like his life's been ruined because his wife's treating him like crap now, and you know, he's like, basically in a rut, and Drake Maverick's kind of in the same thing, where he can't even consummate his marriage. He can't win he hasn't been focused on being the GM of 205 Live. He's been focused on the 24/7 title. So Drake Maverick finally like questions, Drake Maverick's manhood, and you don't question anyone's manhood. So they finally had a fight, and Drake Maverick, like on the WWE.com exclusive, challenged Mike Kanellis to a match, which I'm actually very interested in seeing. It just kind of shows how great 205 Live is. That two people that are being like booked like goofs on the main roster can make it look real serious on like another brand. It's pretty
Yeah.
So, it just kind of sucks that main roster kind of fucks around with 205 Live storylines because they have to book around that type of stuff. And this is going to be like I know he's having the mixed tag tonight, but I have a feeling like when he has the match with Mike Kanellis, that's going to be like Drake Maverick's like first real match in WWE because he'll be actually like working a match because I expect
I don't think he's had one yet.
Yeah, because I expect like tonight he's just gonna it would just be comedy. Like he's gonna have like this would be like his first like serious match in the company. So
not like not a 24/7 championship type match.
Yeah. And I don't know who's gonna win that match because they both need it a lot. I feel like Mike Kanellis should get the win though, because he's like really the one that's wrestling every week on 205 Live, and I feel like he's being booked worse on Raw. And he needs to get something. The problem is Mike Kanellis could win and look so strong, then Raw will happen, and he'll fucking look like a goof, and it would just they'll just be twisting their wheels again. So, because that Mike Maria Kanellis' feud, like, is it benefiting anybody at all? Like, which we're getting more into that. And then
weird.
Huh?
It's weird. It's just a weird gimmick.
Yeah, especially too because how does it get blown off? Because Maria Kanellis can't have a baby for like months. So what are they gonna? And I don't know. It's weird. We'll talk more about that later. And then Gentleman Jack Gallagher and Chad Gable had their epic rematch. And it was very good. It just sucks because it was in front of a crowd that really didn't care about it because it's after SmackDown, and one of the problems about having it at that, because they're both chain wrestlers and they're both like grapplers, so they no one really wants to see that. But it was still very good. But it was just like I said, if it was like a better crowd, it would have been better. This is why I get mad that like 205 Live's after SmackDown each week because it really affects the wrestlers. Because people are cheating like this is boring, and they're freaking doing like German suplexes on the floor. So it's like, what the fuck?
It's boring.
Yeah.
They need to cancel it.
So Chad Gable won this time, but it's not like great. It's not like Gentleman Jack Gallagher looked weak for losing. He still got put over at the end when they shook hands, and he like raised his hands and stuff at the end. I don't know if this is going to be like a sign that Chad Gable is going to be a mainstay in 205 Live. I actually think that would be beneficial to him because he's not doing shit on the main roster. And he's very talented. So I think he should actually just go to 205 Live and, have a sick match with Gulak for the title. That would be put on the kickoff show. So, yeah.
It would be put on the it would be put on the kickoff show.
Yeah, unfortunately. That could be the thing that Daniel Bryan could do to change his career. But the thing is they put Bryan on the kickoff show before, too. So it's not going to help 205 Live either. So, there you go. Plus, too, Bryan's a heel. Like, if he would... You would have to have like a top baby face be the champion because Bryan, if he goes to 205 Live, like immediately has to be put in the title picture. Basically.
Yeah.
Not saying that he should, not saying that he is, but I'm saying if they were to put him down there, you can't like have him like he's immediately in the title picture. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's 205 Live, and then I'll comment on the live event that I went to, which Chris also can't talk about because he was in Florida. I'll show you the nice shirt I got, though. You could comment on the nice piece of shirt that I got. I got, like, I was there. Huh?
That piece of shirt?
Yeah. I got, like, an I was there t-shirt, which is going to be funny because a lot of people, when I turn it around, are going to think I went to the award Cestar Mass one on July 16th, and I'll be like, nah, I went to the Orlando, Florida one on July 21st because they're doing like the SummerSlam tour. And you can see, obviously, I'll just, point out everyone that's on in case, for people that don't know who they are. All right, so we have the Iconics there. We got Shinsuke Nakamura. We got Ricochet, Aleister Black, Charlotte Flair, Rey Mysterio. I like how Rey Mysterio is just like tiny. Like he's just like lounging all over the place. Then we have the Hardy Boys, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton. Got Lacey Evans, Bayley, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Asuka, Becky Lynch, the Usos, The Miz, Finn Balor, and the New Day. The WWE Champion's like clounced up in the corner though. He's not even the biggest thing on the T-shirt, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we have Alexa Bliss, the bar. So that kind of shows you that this shirt was made before Sheamus' thing because he's on the shirt. Braun Strowman, the new the new Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. So notice no Baron Corbin on the shirt. So
yeah, that's good at least.
Yeah, and at the live event, it was basically like it wasn't packed at all. It was pretty empty. Because no one really has interest to go in on the live events anymore because I feel like people are just smartening up and realize they don't mean shit, and a lot of the stuff's the same. But I went to the wall portion of it. It was hosted by Sarah Schreiber, and it was basically like the live event that we went to back in December 2016, where she came out and did like what's my name thing where people named wrestlers. Someone couldn't name Seth Rollins. They couldn't name the Kinslayer.
You fucking stupid people.
The architect.
Dumb people.
Everyone even chanted Seth Rollins, and then actually that one was kind of on Sarah Schreiber though, because the kid went what? Like he didn't hear what the question was, but Sarah Schreiber took it as if to move on. So so yeah, you could just Sarah Schreiber is just not ready to be on doing this shit. So I'm saying like announcing or any of that. But yeah, we had the first match. It was Cesaro versus AJ Styles versus Ricochet for the U.S. title. That match was probably my favorite match of the whole show because of the competitors that are in it. And I don't know if Ricochet tore his elbow here because I noticed he didn't wrestle on Raw the next night, or if he just worked through it. But AJ Styles obviously retained his title by pinning Cesaro after Ricochet did the springboard splash. So there you go. And then we had the Viking Raiders versus the Revival versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins for the Raw Tag Team titles, and the Revival got themselves DQ'd and retained the titles, and then afterwards the Viking Raiders came out and they teamed up and attacked Ryder and Hawkins, and the Usos came out and made the series. It got turned into an 8-man tag, and the Usos and Ryder and Hawkins won with a splash on one of the Revival members. I don't remember because it was a few days ago. And then EC3 came out, and he actually cut a promo, and he actually talked about how he sent a former WWE champion running out of the company after he beat him pretty much, to which everyone chanted AEW right after that happened because the guy that he sent off was in AEW. And he said that he's gonna says that he hasn't been the same himself since, and he said that he's not gonna lose a single match ever again. Guess what happened?
You lost the match.
He lost in 30 seconds to Titus O'Neil. There you go. And then Becky Lynch wrestled Lacey Evans. It wasn't for the Raw Women's title because Lacey Evans no longer can do that anymore. She can't challenge for the title because of the Extreme Rules stipulation. And Becky Lynch won. I don't think anyone was surprised about that. No one was into that match at all. They were into Becky Lynch, but just not into that match. Then they took intermission. And then when it came back, it was Robert Roode and Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose and Cedric Alexander. And Cedric Alexander and No Way Jose won when Cedric hit the lumbar check on Mojo Rawley. Everyone booed the shit out of Mojo Rawley. My dad loved
I thought he was your favorite.
No, I hate him. My dad loved No Way Jose. He thought he was fun. He was his favorite one of the show. And he loved that Robert Roode came out and did the glorious thing and had the robe and stuff. And teased he's going to throw the robe into the crowd and didn't. He threw it on Sarah Schreiber's face, which was funny. And then we had another women's tag team, and then afterwards, Robert Roode and Mojo Rawley said that wasn't fair. They weren't ready, so they wanted another opponent. And then, of course, Braun Strowman came out, and Braun Strowman just fucking kicked their ass. So there's that. And then we had another women's tag team match. It was Sarah Logan and Nikki Cross, which they actually came out together, and they actually seem like they're trying to set up to be a tag team. They're just trying it out, which I kind of hope that's what happens because they actually fit together as a tag team. I don't know if you watched the videos I've been posting of it, but they actually work because they're both crazy. So I actually hope they kind of do that, but they're probably not going to do that. And they faced Natalya and Naomi. And Natalya and Naomi surprisingly won. I didn't think they were gonna because it was in Naomi's hometown, and we know how that works. But it happened. And then we have the main event. It was a street fight: Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. Everyone loves Seth Rollins. And they did a thing where Lacey Evans came out and tried to interfere and help Seth Rollins. No, not Seth Rollins win. Help Baron Corbin win. And obviously Becky Lynch came out, and then Seth Rollins just won anyways. So there's that. I think they do that match a lot though, because I heard at other live events they've done the exact same match. Maybe not the same spots, but the same thing where it would happen each time. So
yeah.
So I feel like that was the last time that we saw Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin main event a house show, because I think that's always the main event. So there you go. The house show was actually pretty good. I think it was cool because I went in Florida, but if I went in Massachusetts, it would have been kind of a lame show.
Yeah, because you were there, and you're in Florida.
Yeah, and they actually were handing out thins, and they're doing a big super show in Florida, an indie event, and Sasha Fuentes is gonna be there. Luchasaurus is gonna be there. Eva Lise from Lucha Underground is gonna be there. And other people. Those are the most notable names I knew. So that's pretty cool. And Disturbed's gonna play there in the fall. Too bad I'm not gonna be there for it though. So there you go. But yeah, so if I was to grade that house show, it was probably a B-. And I obviously too, as you can see, got a new Hulk Hogan T-shirt because I went to Hulk Hogan's wrestling store there, where it's NWO and American Red and Blue or whatever. I don't know. So there you go. Now we can talk about Raw Reunion. Chris can talk again. So there you go. So yeah, Raw Reunion happened. But we know why it really happened, because they wanted to up the ratings, because it was basically Raw 25 all over again, where they just basically told us about every legend that was going to be there for it. Which, like I said, I hate that they do that now. We can't be surprised anymore. We did get one surprise, which was cool, which we'll get into that. Well, I feel actually we got two, I think. But the show kicked off with John Cena. And that was the surprise I was talking about. But like I said, if you read the news sites, it wouldn't have been much of a surprise. And basically, he cuts the same exact promo that he's been cutting ever since he's been there, where, he talks about how he still loves to be in the WWE, and he says that I'm not here as much as I want to be, but this is still my home. To which it's kind of shows how much of a hypocrite he kind of is now, because, he literally bullshitted The Rock, for, that whole feud in 2012 for it. So.
And he's turned into him.
Yeah, basically. And The Rock is a different story, because The Rock also had some tension with Vince, so that's why he wasn't there as much.
Yeah.
And he's a big Cena isn't. The Rock is a bigger star than Cena is right now. Cena's got no excuse to not show up every week. I had Cena's doing a lot of projects and such, but nowhere near the level of The Rock right now. So
yeah.
And then how about he was trashing The Rock then for it? So there's that. A lot of people were happy to see Cena, which kind of shows how hypocritical fans are, because, they hated him once at a point. Now they're happy to see them. To me, Cena can just show up and it's the same shit. So, I have a feeling once he starts working a full schedule again, the crowd reaction will be right back where it was. So, then the Usos came out and they wanted the Thugonomics John Cena, and then he finally gave the jab how both Usos have been arrested, which is funny, but it's not funny anymore. And I leave this. Why don't you say why it's not funny anymore?
Ugh. They made reference to Jimmy and Jay's prior arrest records, as they have both been arrested within the past year for DUIs. And Jimmy Uso recently was arrested on February 14th for a DUI and amongst other things too. Also, disorderly conduct and obstruction of justice. He just got away with a fine and whatnot. But it's actually kind of sad, because then a few days after, Jimmy Uso got arrested again for DUI again. And this is the second time within the year now that he's been arrested for DUI. And if you go on Ringside News, and I'm not going to go over every little thing, but it's very sad. There's a lot more on the line this time. He's taking a break away from WWE at the moment. They said maybe after SummerSlam. Also his marriage is on the ropes. So not only could he lose his gig in WWE, he could also lose his marriage too, also, by constantly doing this stuff, which is just it's sad. It truly is.
Yeah.
But it's his own fault.
Yeah, this might even more be. I mean, the Jeff Hardy thing's sad too, but this might even be like sadder than that.
Yeah, because he's literally on the verge of losing literally everything.
Yeah. So it's sad. So that's why it's not only as funny now, but then Rikishi comes out, and they tease like they're gonna do, the Too Cool dance, but the Revival interrupted, and then Devon Dudley comes out, and they do like a tag team match where it's the Usos versus the Revival, which didn't really make any sense because there was really no reason to do the match. But and then Booker T was on commentary for it, which I hated my life for, because I hated his shit on commentary. And it just, everyone like trashed Renee Young's commentary last week, but she really wasn't given like the platform to really say much, because it was 4 people on commentary, so it makes it tough for everyone to get their stuff in. So
yeah. I'll just say one thing about like Renee Young. She's a very good commentator. I don't know what everyone's problem is with her, but they need to stop being so fucking overly critical about her.
Yeah,
she's very good at her fucking job.
And especially too, it's even if she's bad at it, it's not her fault. It's the main roster's fault. So
yeah, she's not a bad commentator. She's pretty good. But every time on Twitter, people feel they need to shit on her for being a bad commentator when she isn't.
Yeah. And like if they watched her in the Mae Young Classic and commentate, she was very good. So then the Usos won. And Rikishi couldn't do the stink face because he wasn't cleared to do it, so that kind of sucked. But the Usos just won, so there you go. And then before that, it showed like Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan backstage too. And then I'm gonna merge all the 24/7 title stuff together because I won't remember like what order it takes place in the show.
Yeah, I don't either. I just remember it.
So backstage, R-Truth gets interviewed, and he's been defending the 24/7 title like all over the world. He defended it at the San Diego Comic-Con, where Hurricane, like while he was on like a talk show, tried to come in and like take it from him, but he kicked out of it. And then Drake Maverick tried to do the same thing, and he kicked out of it. And then he did it like a live event. So, yeah. So, then this week he said he's going to be on his shoulders because he knows he's going to lose the title at some point. And Renee Michelle comes in as like a distraction. Drake Maverick rolls him up backstage, and he wins the 24/7 championship. And he tries to get his stuff and get out of the arena, so he doesn't, lose the title. But then, in his bag is the Boogeyman's worms, and the Boogeyman there gets frightened of him, and he falls over. And Pat Patterson comes in and stomps all over him and lifts, puts his foot on him and, wins the championship. And then later on in the night, we see backstage, like Pat Patterson got pinned or something.
Yes.
Jerry Briscoe took the title from him. And I actually thought that was, kind of cool. I thought originally they just did it backstage and they were going to release footage of it later, but apparently Pat Patterson can't lay down for a pinfall because he's so old and stuff that, he can't do it.
They couldn't. He was one of the players.
Yeah. So Jerry Briscoe won the title, and then Kelly came up and congratulated for him. She low-blowed him and won the title from him. So she's the first woman now to ever hold the 24/7 championship. And she ran off with it. And then we see that Candice Michelle was talking to Melina and somebody else backstage. I forget who it was. And Candice Michelle throws Kelly into some shit backstage, and we find out Melina's has a referee license now, so she counts the pinfall, and Candice Michelle won the title, and then Alundra Blaze made Candice Michelle tap out, and she won the title, but she said that she's not going to have this title for long. Then she went out later on in the night, and she was going to throw the 24/7 in the trash like she did in WCW with the women's title. But the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, came out and bought it for her. I got to have discounted, but they wouldn't allow this for the WWE title back in the day, so that was
kind of funny.
But I feel like they wanted to do this, obviously, because they didn't want to have, men on woman violence, so this was kind of a nice way to get around that. And then later on in the night, when DiBiase was going in his limousine, Drake Maverick did something to him in the limousine and won the title. I imagine it was probably the same case where he couldn't take any bumps or anything either. So, Drake Maverick and Renee Michelle are going to go consummate their marriage, but then he gets chased by, the typical, pony that you see for the 24/7 championship. And then when he finally escapes, he's about to go in the limousine and consummate his marriage, but R-Truth tries to roll him up, and Renee Michelle tries to hold his hands, but Carmella kicks Renee Michelle, they let go, and R-Truth rolls him up, and he goes into the limousine drives away with Renee Michelle, and Drake Maverick says my baby, and he doesn't even realize that it's Renee Michelle's not there, and then when he realizes my wife. So apparently we know who's top priority. It's not Renee Michelle. It's the 24/7 championship for Drake Maverick. So
that fucking 24/7 championship.
Yeah, I thought the 24/7 title on Raw Reunion was a lot of fun. It was a really nice way to incorporate the legends, and just very creative. And it was kind of cool, to see some of them. And yeah, it was just very. I thought they were very creative with it. So I thought that was fun. What about you? What you think of the 24/7 title last week?
It was hilarious, and I loved every fucking bit of it.
Yeah.
It was 10 changes or whatever.
Yeah. And then going back to kind of throughout the show, we see we see.
Yeah, R-Truth's got 10 reigns now.
Yeah, 10. Pat Patterson.
The longest reign was Drake Maverick at 14 days.
Oh, really?
The oldest at Pat Patterson, 78 years and 184 days.
There you go. So yeah, I like that. So yeah, then backstage we see, this is going back to kind of earlier in the show now. We see that Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox, which we'll have to talk about Alicia Fox. I guess she's not active anymore, which I'm not really that pissed about because she sucked. So, we see that they were trying to give Caitlyn like fashion tips, which was cool to see Caitlyn. I don't know why they never brought Caitlyn back because she can still go. So it's kind of weird. And then Santino Marella, came and he did the Cobra, and Drew McIntyre just kind of came in and said, "So these are the legends." So
and it's dick reference too, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, and then Drew McIntyre like eviscerated Cedric Alexander because he's upset he beat him the week before. I like the feud so far, but it kind of is a double-edged sword because McIntyre needs to win to kind of show that he's a top star. But if Cedric loses the feud, then he just goes back to basically doing nothing, wrestling on main event every week. So kind of not really the two superstars you should be putting in a feud right now. So there's that. Then the Viking Raiders beat Vido and Hawkins. Lillian Garcia was the special guest ring announcer, and she forgot who the Viking Raiders were, which you really can't blame her for that because the names have changed like 3 times. So
I was just waiting. I was like, I guess they don't have names anymore.
Yeah, and then Christian was on commentary for that. So that was some cool stuff.
Yeah, but I can guarantee you he won't ever be on commentary ever again.
He didn't like it
right through the Viking Raiders entrance. That's not. He knew he fucked up too.
Yeah. No Edge though. I was surprised no Edge on Raw Reunion, so that was a surprise.
Who needs Edge when you got Christian?
Huh?
Who needs Edge when you got Christian?
I need Edge. I needed Edge.
He's just equally as good.
Then Mike Kanellis was talking to Eve Torres backstage about, I guess, relationship advice. I think
he's being cucked.
Huh?
Because he's being cucked.
Yeah. And then, Maria Kanellis comes in and yells at because she's trying to show she wears the pants in the relationship. And Eric Bischoff came up, and I like the reference where he said, "Why don't you come work for SmackDown?" Because that was pretty, even though it's kind of not really funny because he hasn't even started yet. So, and then Ron Simmons came up and using Jimmy Hart's bullhorn said, "Damn." Then, yeah. So then, I'm just gonna jump to the Mick Foley thing. I know that's not till later on in the show, but
and I forget what else happened because I think we covered because the 24/7 Championship covers the majority of the show.
Yeah, but Mick Foley was my favorite thing of the show. I know everyone likes the end, but I'll tell you why I like the Mick Foley thing in a second. So Mick Foley comes out. I gotta be honest, this was not one of his finest promos, and he even admitted that because he was stumbling over his words and stuff like that, which I kind of feel bad for him because the past few times he's been out there hasn't been very good.
Yeah.
But he tries to go
for
to
pop.
Huh?
when the 24/7 Championship people, or as Brian Zane calls them, the League of Jobbers are coming through. And as soon as R-Truth dove into the ring, Foley tried to grab the title, and he was saying, "Come to Papa, come to Papa."
Yep.
That made me laugh hysterically.
Yeah, and then he goes to show the moment where he won his first WWE Championship on Raw, and the video gets cut off. We have another power outage. I like how the commentators are oblivious to it. Another power outage when they fucking saw it literally happen last week. So it's like, what he's doing.
It's like when Kane would have come out in the 90s and 2000s. They'd be surprised every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time the lights would go out and the pyro would hit.
Yeah. And then Bray Wyatt's in the ring and he gives the mandible claw to Mick Foley, and he lays him out. Which I like that he did the mandible claw because it's Mick Foley's own move. Yeah. And, obviously Mick Foley can't probably take the Sister Abigail, so it was a nice way. And I'll tell you why I like this segment the best, because one of the biggest flaws of this show was no one in the new superstars really got one over on the Legends, and they didn't really come out looking better, because one of my coworkers watched this show, and all he talked about was seeing the old-timers. But And that's the biggest problem. The old timers looked superior to the young talent. So Mick Foley understood what he needed to do. He got Bray Wyatt over.
He did. He needed to. That was his. That's kind of like what his job was this night, was to get him over, and he did.
And he did it hugely. Like, when he fucking put that mandible claw on Mick Foley, he looked fucking, like I said, fucking scary. Like,
they're also thinking about giving Bray Wyatt that mandible claw as a signature.
Oh, that's nice. And you know, Bray Wyatt, like he when he fucking looked into the camera when he was doing that mandible claw, that was fucking scary. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Or as they call him, the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned that it was the Fiend version of Bray Wyatt that did the mandible claw. I forgot to say that because gotta say it for the people because they probably thought it was the other one. So,
it was Husky Harris.
Yeah, and then Seth Rollins had a Miz TV segment that was shit. That fucking sucked. Seth Rollins came off like an 8-year-old boy. It sucked. He was yelling a lot about nonsense, saying that Brock Lesnar wanted.
He was just yelling.
Yeah, no, he was saying that Brock Lesnar wanted
to be yelling
boy. And he was saying that Brock Lesnar wanted to be was a Seth Rollins wannabe. How can he be a Seth Rollins wannabe if he's been wrestling since 2002 in the company longer than Seth Rollins?
I guess because they're the only people that successfully cash in a Money in the Bank, like the Money in the Bank contract, like mid-match or something like that.
The match was already over.
He was, he's a copycat.
Yeah. He's been the same person, like the same character for since 2002. Seth Rollins, fuck off, buddy. You're losing at SummerSlam now, buddy. You're not winning for that comment. You don't deserve to win.
No. He's winning.
He's winning. What? Can you imagine how Brock Lesnar comes out dressed up as Seth Rollins now? And says, "You're right. I did want to be a Seth Rollins winner."
Jesus Christ.
What's stupid?
They're gonna have a role reversals match.
Oh, remember those matches? Those epic matches? Yeah. What else happened on this show? Then Seth Rollins had a match with AJ Styles. And AJ Styles, the club has a new name now. The Stupid Only Club. What a stupid fucking name.
The Stupid Only Club. You can only be stupid only and be in that group.
Sorry, that wasn't specific. It's just the Only Club. I was just biased in saying the Stupid
Only Club now. The Stupid.
It's even
I kind of like it because it kind of takes a shot at the Bullet Club in Japan. I kind of like it.
I don't like it. Stupid.
Well, you don't like the Stupid Only Club, so.
And then the club, the Only Club, the OC, AJ, interfering.
The original club.
DX come out and they stand ringside and the match is basically over because Gallows interferes and everyone's about to get into a fight and then Road Dogg, X-Pac, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, which I like how they kind of reference Razor Ramon and Diesel's gimmicks. And they referenced that Billy Gunn wasn't there because he can't be there because of AEW, so that was funny. He said he forgot about Billy Gunn. So a lot of fans are getting pissed that AEW taking shots at WWE because they're not big enough yet. WWE is basically asking for it, but doing shit like this. So, WWE keeps putting themselves in the position for AEW to take shots at them. So, fair play. Because if WWE never mentioned AEW, I don't think AEW really would. Maybe just at Double or Nothing, but then probably that's it. Because they didn't mention him at all at Fyter Fest, and they only mentioned it at Fight for the Fallen because WWE decided to try to counter-program them, and they failed. So, there you go. Yeah, DX made the Only Club look really weak because it was a 5-on-3 assault. They're trying to build the Only Club up as a dominant force, and they do this shit with them. It really didn't benefit anybody. Didn't benefit Triple H. Didn't benefit Shawn Michaels. It didn't benefit Seth Rollins. Now, obviously, this segment would have been completely different if Ricochet had been able to be there.
Yeah.
So, I really can't trash that, but still, this made
It's
nobody.
actually kind of funny because I was listening to Xbox podcast today for a little bit, and he was like, "Yeah, we just flat out buried those guys."
Yeah, so I was not. I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna get forgotten about next week. And a lot of people love to see DX, but I literally told my coworkers and stuff today, like we've seen DX reform so many times that it gets old after a while. So there you go.
Say that about DX.
You
like
know,
that's like saying, "Hey, the Undertaker appears every once in a while." Oh, that's getting old now.
he doesn't he hasn't accepted.
How do you like that, huh? How do you like if people turned on the Undertaker, huh? Said, yeah, he shouldn't be appearing anymore. It's getting old now.
He has a different exception. He can do whatever he wants.
No, he can't. Not on my book. Not on my watch.
You don't carry a watch, so you know you have no say.
I have all the say.
Continuing though, then oh yeah, Joey the Kim Lawler too was on commentary for the Rollins Styles match, and then I think it was the main event. That's like the only thing I think there's nothing because I think everything else was like the 24/7 title stuff and everything.
Yeah, it was a lot of it was the 24/7.
They did like the big toast. All the legends came out. No, I did forget one thing. We had like Rey Mysterio. Oh, we had the Samoa Joe Roman Reigns thing where Samoa Joe talked trash about Roman Reigns' family.
Roman Reigns wins in the end.
Yeah. That made no sense. And now they're trying to do a feud when Roman Reigns has already won, so it's like, what the hell? And then, Sami Zayn did the same thing, and, Rey Mysterio got offended about it. I kind of loved how, like, Kurt Angle was in, like, his Raw GM character and, like, basically makes the match.
Back in my day, as general manager, we settle things in the ring. And then, like Ray just walked away, and then Sammy looked mad, and then he just followed him after that.
Yeah.
I was like, so the heel can't object here? It's just over? The segment's just over?
Yeah. And we had the match, and the Hurricane, Kurt Angle, and Rob Van Dam came out. And Rob Van Dam was the big surprise I was talking about because no one expected to see him, considering the fact that he's still wrestling, in Impact Wrestling. So it's pretty funny.
It's basically, I think they did a deal again where Rhino went there because Rhino's a part of Impact because his contract's up in I think it goes up on the 25th. So they kind of did like a thing where he could appear at, in Impact until his contract was still technically a WWE superstar, but then they got Rob Van Dam and Impact was okay with it.
All right, there you go. I did think it's funny, though. He did, like, an interview afterwards, and you see the comments. Like you said, I haven't wrestled in a big crowd like that ever, and a lot of the comments are like, yeah, because Impact's not, big league anymore. I was like, thanks, guys. Because I thought WWE would have disabled the comments to kind of avoid that, but WWE knew exactly what they were doing, so.
Yeah. Also, Rob looked really high.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the Street Profits even referenced the fact that they got high with Rob.
Oh, my God, that was hysterical. That was so funny.
They got high with Rob Van Dam. They went and met prostitutes with the Godfather. They what did they get, like, drunk with Mark Henry or something like that?
Yeah. Mark Henry, Steve Austin, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
And then we had the big toast at the end where, all the legends came out. Hogan came out and said some stuff, basically the typical Hogan thing. And then Austin came out and he got a big pop when he came out and, said, acted like Stone Cold. You could just go watch the segment for yourself. They did the toast. And you could definitely see Austin was out of practice because he hadn't done it in so long. Because he hasn't had to come out and cut a promo, I think, since WrestleMania 30 because he didn't talk at Raw 25 because, he laid out the McMahons and then that was it. So, but still, it was very good. Okay. And I gotta be honest though, Raw Reunion still was like an unnecessary show. It was kind of a little bit sad because it just shows like they have to continue to go back to the nostalgia to get the ratings up, and it did work. Did it work? Yeah, but it's like, why do they have to do that? Like, why not just like write better shows? And because the ratings are gonna go up if they continue to to produce better shows. And also too, it just kind of took away like a week of build from the SummerSlam. A lot of the superstars came out looking bad except Bray Wyatt. And the legends, if they were gonna be there, should have been used to put over the new stars like the club. And yeah, the club. And the revival. Maybe the revival could have used it definitely. Since they didn't get it before. So and it just really exposes the nowadays main roster how they just micromanage everything now because when the legends were there, it just reminds you so much of how Vince didn't control everything before, and now he does. So because it just shows you all the characters that are there. Like if they tried to get over today, it wouldn't happen. So some of them would, but some of them wouldn't. Like the Godfather definitely wouldn't have gotten popular at all if he came in if he was trying to today. The Dudleys probably would be jobbing out the fucking the Usos in like 3 minutes. But they did it. They did it anyway. So it's like, disappointment though. No fucking Brock Lesnar, your Universal fucking champion, couldn't even be bothered to show up on this show. So that was disappointing. No Undertaker, who was on the first episode of Raw, and he was fucking there anyways. So that's a middle finger right there. No Undertaker. So I'm not giving this show a B anywhere in the B category now. No Undertaker. So they ruined that by not having the Undertaker there. So thanks a fucking lot. Getting a C+ for that now. And like I said, obviously, basically everything that Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn said that this show was everything that it was. So,
Petty!
You're just trying to get under my skin. Because of that DX comment. You're just trying to get under my skin.
Yeah, he didn't appear, huh?
He should have been there. Why no Vince? Vince didn't come out. That was kind of weird. And obviously we knew why Jim Ross wasn't there because he's with AEW. Did you ever find out why Fred?
Which is actually kind of funny.
Huh?
They gave him an invitation and Tony Khan left it up to him.
Yeah, but I feel like Jim Ross, it probably would have been awkward if he kind of showed up. Why no Bret Hart? Was it the same reason or?
He said he didn't want to travel, but there's rumors going around that they would have made fun of him for appearing at Double or Nothing.
So there you go. And then no Psycho Sid. They didn't say why, but it was kind of funny. There was no Psycho Sid, and they advertised him anyways. So
yeah. He gave his notice a couple of days before though, so it wasn't a no-show.
And I also say this: I don't like movies that are money grab and stuff. So if I liked this show, I'd be such a hypocrite because this show was just such a ratings grab and a money grab show. So if I liked this show, people would be looking at me like a hypocrite. So gotta keep some credibility here. So
loud.
So there you go. But and also too if you, it just really how can Paul Heyman fix this shit if he has to write around this stuff? Because Paul Heyman, if he lets them stay in control and use the characters now, and also it's given the past fans false hope that and just fans hope that it's gonna get fixed, and then it's just gonna go right back to just Vince control and everything. So and that ending segment was awesome, but it's it didn't really it was just kind of random. And it's just a show that really didn't need to happen. So there you go. Now on to SmackDown. SmackDown was a better show, I thought, because it did an awesome job of building the SummerSlam. They finally announced the Kevin Owens Shane McMahon match, and if Kevin Owens loses, he's gonna quit. which I think is pretty damn awesome. I'm really loving Kevin Owens as a babyface, like I said before. And laid out. Shane McMahon just gonna get laid out with a stunner every week, I guess, because he's fucking
It's great.
which I love. And he tried to because Shane McMahon tried to put like Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens against each other, and have Elias as the not the win announcer, but the timekeeper, himself as the guest win announcer, and McIntyre was the referee, and it fucking failed miserably because Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens saw right through that shit. So they weren't having any of that. So yeah, I liked it. I don't know what Roman Reigns is doing at SummerSlam. I guess he's fighting Joe, but it's kind of weird because he was on SmackDown. They had no association with each other.
Yeah.
So it was weird. Stop being weird like that, because then I gotta come in and just
being
think weird. Yeah. How awful too was like that 2-minute Ember Moon Charlotte Flair match, and then you had like Ember Moon like randomly like be a heel and like throw Bayley into the ring and then lay out everybody. That was fucking shit.
That's odd.
But it's like right back to the old days. And then all of a sudden after that, like you have fucking Charlotte Flair saying she's gonna wrestle someone else better than Bayley and Ember Moon at SummerSlam, and Trish Stratus is gonna be on SmackDown this week, so we know where that's going. So there you go. Yeah, which I wouldn't mind seeing like Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus, but the woman really haven't been be real here. The woman haven't really been showcased really that big since the main event of WrestleMania. So it's kind of I don't really know how the match is gonna be. Like if it's happening like around Evolution time, it would have been stoked for it. But kind of weird because let's be honest, the women have been taking a back seat a lot lately. Yeah, it was weird. And then yeah, what else what happened big? Oh, why don't you talk about the setup to Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, because you haven't talked in a while. So why don't you talk about that? Because that was awesome.
It's basically like they're harping back to 2008, 2009, when Randy was on top, and he was, just burying Kofi Kingston. And they brought up a legendary moment at Madison Square Garden where Kofi did the boom drop off of they had like a set at MSG where it was really high up. It was like a railing, and he did a boom drop through the table, which is pretty fucking cool. And basically, it's just like a rehash of the 2008-2009 feud. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And I really like too, how he even brought up like how he like held Kofi Kingston down, which is basically the truth. And then I loved how he even brought up like it's even Randy Orton like again that's the reason he even got the push to begin with, because he took out Ali, which it's like awesome stuff right here. And I'm glad they're going back to this feud. And they have to write all the want. They have to have Kofi Kingston beat Randy Orton at SummerSlam, because that can just undo everything that happened years ago. It'd be awesome. I really don't like how Joe's being used, though. He was just a pawn in this feud, and it's just like, pretty much Samoa Joe's like the new Bray Wyatt now, where he talks all this talk now, and he loses. So stop that shit. It's enough. And it's not enough, too, because he's just going to lose at SummerSlam. He's going to lose at, like, Clash of Champions. He's going to lose and lose and lose and talk and talk and talk. So, can we just stop? Like, can we just, like, have Samoa Joe win, and then talk? Like, can we have a balance?
Lose, and then not talk.
Can you imagine he just, like, becomes a show of his former self and just, never, like, he might be getting into Travis Banks territory.
Biggest loser?
And in your mind, Jordan Devlin territory.
Yeah, because he's the biggest fucking loser.
He's won more matches than he's lost, though. He's like only lost like 3 matches. Like,
I wonder what matches those were, though.
I mean, yeah, they were important matches, but
Ooh.
the other matches he had were like fairly important. Like any, you know, if you have more wins than losses, it counts. So, um, so, um, all right. So then, what else is going on SmackDown? Finn Balor finally addressed Bray Wyatt, which was cool. This was awesome. Like, he even, like, kind of, it says, like, I don't even know what this version of Bray Wyatt is. Like, I kind of like how he's acting scared of it, because you should be scared of it. And you know, like, Funhouse thing comes up, and Bray Wyatt's, like, you know, his, I can't think of the guy's name right now because I've worked all day, but, you know, he's like his kid-friendly version of himself. And I even like how he says, like, we actually like him, you know, us and our puppets, but it's the Fiend that has a problem with you. And, you know, I can't protect you from the Fiend. And I really like to, like, they're really showing, like, anytime he says, let me in, it's like him switching personalities. You know, because basically, if you've ever seen anyone with multiple personalities, they have, like, a code word that they say, and then they switch. So he switched to the Fiend, and, yeah, this Fiend better fucking win in a squash at SummerSlam. Like, I want, like, a fucking dissection of Finn Balor at SummerSlam with Finn getting no offense at all, because it won't make, because, you know, you could say it makes Finn look weak, but it's more important to make Bray Wyatt look, like, really strong right now than anything else. Especially if Finn's not going to be there for a while, too. So, you know, like, you know, it's just, I still love the, you know, because I was getting worried, like, he hasn't done the other gimmick yet. So, yeah, so I kind of like, so it looks like the Fiend's going to be the one that's going to, like, wrestle. Well, you know, the Carefree one is going to be the one, that does the promos and stuff. So, but maybe, well, can you imagine they swerve us at SummerSlam and it's the other one that wrestles, Finn Balor?
Lose to the squash?
What?
What if it's like the Firefly Funhouse version of Bray Wyatt and he loses a squash match?
That'd be fucking awful. And then the Fiend comes out and fucking, like, you know, whips his, like, fucking destroys Finn Balor and, like dissects him.
And then Finn Balor comes back from the dead and kills the Fiend.
That would be weird. Oh, can you imagine, by the way, too, if they could get, like, you know, Matt Hardy to do the Woken gimmick again, and they do, like, an Ultimate Deletion match with, like, the Fiend versus Woken Matt Hardy? That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, that was, like, SmackDown. SmackDown was, like, very good of, like, building up SummerSlam. That was very good. I enjoyed SmackDown more than Raw Reunion, honestly. Like, it was thoroughly enjoyable. Oh, we got to talk about, too, apparently, the Iconics, I guess, are defending the women's tag team titles against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And if they win, they get, like, you know, another women's tag team title match when they're already... So what if they win?
So they get a... So they face the Iconics this week for for the women's tag team championship match, just for next week to have them face the Iconics for the women's tag team championships.
Yeah. Someone fucked up. Either Mandy Rose fucked up or Sonya Deville fucked up. I don't know who fucked up. Maybe they both fucked up. Is it me too? Is it like... It feels like they're trying to set up like a lesbian storyline because they've been looking at each other. Yeah, I thought so. Because they've been looking at each other like they want to be with each other, which is kind of cool because, you know, Sonya Deville in real life's a lesbian, where, you know, Mandy Rose isn't. But you know Sonya Deville, like, if she had the opportunity, would love to be with Mandy Rose. Like,
yeah,
everyone with the opportunity would want to be. Whether you're a lesbian or not. But anyhow, we're getting into weird territory there. We don't want to be there. Yeah, like I said, SmackDown was a very good way to build up to SummerSlam. Then we had Smackville, which was like a house show, and Simon Miller put it best. I think the reason they did this show is because they wanted to, like, test out the network with the update. Because, you know, they just updated it, like, you know, this week, which I like the update, but they really took a lot of stuff off that I liked. They took off the watch list, so it kind of, like, sucks that you, like, you know, you can't really save something when you want to watch it. So there's that. And there's other things I don't like. They took like the hidden gems thing off. And they say they're gonna fix it, but yeah. And like I said, it's just like kind of like websites updating that really don't need to update. Like YouTube updates like my video manager now. When they didn't really, when it was working fine before, like it's just random, like out of nowhere shit. And I hear lately too, like you can't use it like on iOS or like an old computer now or something. It's just, what are you doing? So how can, fans are gonna want to wait? Like WWE's kind of losing fans enough as it is. If by doing this update, you're just chasing more fans away because they can't even get onto your fucking network. So it's like, what are you doing? I'll tell you what they're doing. They're updating the network. That's what they're doing. So, they even updated. They even updated the app too. But a lot of people say like it's easier to search stuff now too. Like, I don't know. Have you searched anything since the updates come up?
No.
Oh, okay. So you haven't. You can't. You don't have a. You can't really. Talk about that. But let's talk about Smackville real quick. But not every match aired. It was like pretty much Starrcade where they aired some matches, but not the whole show. So let me find the matches that didn't air first, and I'll just say what they were real quick. Maybe I'll have you guess who won the matches that didn't air too, just so that way you can. All right. So who won this match? It was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Big E and Xavier Woods versus the B Team.
WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day.
Yeah. Okay, who won this match? Aleister Black or Andrade?
Aleister Black.
Zelina Vega wasn't even in her own husband's corner, too. She's in Andrade's corner. What are you doing? You could say she's trying to make money for herself, but let's be honest. Men are making more money than the woman. If she helps Aleister Black win, she has more chances to do stuff. So, I don't know what she's doing. Then we have, Heavy Machinery versus AOP.
Heavy Machinery?
Yeah. Then we have a women's tag title match. The Iconics defended against the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, the Iconics.
I know, yeah. Aren't those women's tag team titles doing awesome right now? Like, they're being booked up amazing.
They're just incredible.
Yeah.
They're just incredible.
I mean, they're being booked so well, they can't even get on the show.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, then who won this match? Sami Zayn or Apollo Crews?
Apollo?
No, Sami Zayn finally won a match. See, Sami Zayn won a match, and he didn't even air he couldn't even get it on the network. So, that's hilarious. All right, then the show took off properly. Tom Phillips and David Otunga did commentary for it. Why is David Otunga still doing commentary? I don't know. He's not good.
Paxton couldn't be there.
I knew that, yeah, but still, like, can just David Otunga, like, go away? Like, just do panels. Huh?
He's not that bad.
It's better than Booker, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's better than Coach.
Coach.
Actually, I don't know if he's better than Coach. I have to listen to them, like, apparently Coach doesn't like it if you, don't go for pinfalls in elimination chamber matches, so he doesn't understand it. Like, why aren't you covering? I always think that's, like, funny. Like, he's like, why isn't he covering? It's like, he's gonna cover what he wants to. Like, I love it, too, though. Like, afterwards, like, when the guy that gets eliminated, Coachman will be like, see, he should have covered. Should have covered.
He should have covered.
Anyhow, so, we had, like, the show kick off properly. It was an Intercontinental Championship match. Shinsuke Nakamura was supposed to face Finn Balor, but since he was in the hospital, it wasn't happening. So he tried to win by forfeit, but Ali came out and said he wasn't going to let this opportunity pass him by. And you never would have guessed who won.
You invite players over to your house.
Nakamura.
Yeah. He won with the King Sasha because it's a house show, dude. Like, you're not winning a title on a house show. Then Elias did his concert. It was fun. Kevin Owens came out. They had a match. Kevin Owens won. Then we had the WWE title match. We had, Kofi do a promo before the match. Then
Kofi won.
Yeah, Samoa Joe did a promo before then. I like how Dolph got to do no promo. He didn't get any of that. He was just, hanging around. And then yeah, Kofi won. He pinned Joe. Stop that. Just like again.
No,
Joe
continue
talked-
that.
Joe
Keep pinning
talked, and he lost. So there you go. I bet he'll talk tonight, and then he'll lose on SmackDown. And then he'll talk on. After he talk, do you think he like when he's at home and he talks, he'll like loses a game of like Hangman, or a game of chess, or a game of.
He loses everything.
Yeah. Do you think he even like loses the quiet game? Because But anyhow, that's all the main roster talk, and Chris probably is like thinking I'm out of control right now because I'm talking about Samoa Joe talking and everything. So
You are fucking out of control.
yeah. But how does Smackville sound to you?
Awful.
Bad? Like the worst wrestling show on the planet?
Maybe not the worst wrestling show on the planet, but it sounds very
Yeah. They just wanted to do it because why not? So, this is weird though. They just pick random house shows to just film on the network, like, because they showed Starrcade, then they showed the Shield one. That Shield one was awful.
It was just like the Shield match, like that was it.
Yeah, this was just the WWE title match, and then that was it. So it's enough. But why don't we end the video off before I get it more out of control and you just leave out of nowhere? So why don't you plug or promote your stuff before
Then the description.
Okay. So is mine.
Description, click on it. You don't need any plugs. Everyone that you see is going to be in the description. You
Everything.
click on it, and you hit
Watch Video 2000. You better watch Video 2000, guys, too, or I will yell at everyone in the comments. I'm not really gonna yell at you guys.
Literally.
I'm not. How can you yell at?
Yelling?
How can you yell at someone on via typing? That doesn't make any sense. So, this video's over. Now I only got 2 more videos to upload, and then we could do Video 2000. So, Chris is gonna be happy about that. I'm gonna be happy about that, and imagine Dean Ambrose is gonna be happy about that. That'd be awesome. So
He doesn't exist anymore, so
yeah, he faded away into nothing. So, and now let's let this video fade away into nothing. So I'm gonna hit stop recording, and then the video will be done.